Good afternoon, everyone. It's Allison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Allison. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia, on the west coast of Canada. Welcome. I hope you're able to connect with me today. Sorry, that was something banging in my door. Anyway, I hope you're able to join me today. So I'm just going to wait for you guys to pop on and then we'll get started. I'm streaming today to YouTube, and that's my channel, Stamp Crazy with Allison, and also to my Facebook page, so my business page. Unfortunately, I'm unable to continue relying on being able to stream to my Border Buddy group, but I will post the recording after we're done. So, yeah, we'll just wait for hopefully people to pop on, and then we'll get started. So let's see. We've been going for a minute. I think it takes about a minute for people to find me. Otherwise, I'll just be talking to myself, and that's okay too. We'll see how it goes. So today we're going to be using the Charming Day bundle. It's part of the Floral, let's see, Floral Charm Suite collection, which is one of the suites that was in the May 2025 online exclusives. And I know sometimes you can't find the online exclusives, but I really hope you'll try, because you're missing out if you're not trying. So I'm going to make sure that I'm actually on my Facebook page, because nobody's joining me, which is a bit unusual, because usually someone will pop on and say hello. No, I'm live, and I think I probably have sound. So, okay. I guess people just haven't had the time to jump on yet. Okay. So let me hide my face, and then I'm going to move this over. And another thing that happens, I find quite frequently, is that my comments don't work. And so what I might do is just hop on over to my page on my little iPad, and I will see if I can get you guys over there. All right, so like I said, today we're using the Charming Day. I love this. It's so pretty. There was a paper pumpkin, I think it was 2 months ago, that actually coordinated with it. And if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, there might even be refills left for that. So you might want to check that out. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just gonna get my Facebook going. I'm really hoping that this is working, because nobody's here. So I find that really odd that nobody's here. I don't know why nobody's here. It's kind of sad. Okay. I'm thinking maybe you can't see me or it's not working. Well, I guess I'll see. I'm actually, this is why some days I think, oh my goodness, it's too much trouble to do this. But then I think, no, I think it's okay. Oh, good. You're baking with your brother, so I'm half watching. Keisha, thank you so much. I so appreciate you for always jumping on and telling me that, oh, no, you're good, you're good, you're good. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to keep going now. Even if you're not watching, I know that I'm at least streaming. That's all I really was worried about, Keisha. I don't know where everybody is today. Okay, let's start. So one of the things I'm going to do is, the other day I made this card. I don't know if you guys remember. I used the Painterly Pears. And this was based on a card that my sister had sent me using the sailboat. Sunrise Sailing or something. I can't remember what it's called. I love the layout. You can see your table. Oh, that's good. Good. Okay. Yeah, I had already taken my face off, so you're okay, Keisha. Anyways, when I was making this card, I had a streaming problem. So I thought, I'm going to recreate the design of this card using different products. And the reason I chose the Floral Charm is because it is the focus of an upcoming class that I'm offering. It's going to be on September the 7th at 10 a.m. We're going to make 4 gorgeous designs, 2 of each. And look at this paper. Isn't this like gorgeous? Look at this paper. I love it. So I thought, well, I'll recreate another, I'll make a new card using these gorgeous papers and stamps and whatnot. There we are. There's the other side. So your class comes with half a pack of the DSP. So everything I just showed you. Then we've also got half a roll of the Petal Pink braided ribbon. Do you remember we made a card the other day? I'm going to show you it later, where we actually pulled the fibers apart. So that was kind of cool. So you're going to get 5 yards of that, and you're going to get a full pack of the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots. Okay. And then all the materials to make the 8 cards. So that's great. So September 6th. So make sure you check it out when we're finished today. Let me straighten this out. This is going to make people dizzy. There we go. Let's get started. So I grabbed one of my favorite pieces of DSP from this pack, and it's this one. I love how they've used like colors you would not normally use. That would be like a light, like almost like a Lost Lagoon or a Pretty Peacock. I love that. And I grabbed a Lost Lagoon card base. Hi, Sonia, and thank you for sharing. Thanks for coming on. I was telling Keisha, I was worried, where is everybody? But people have lives, you know. It is Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, my daughter's visiting. I'm losing track of what day it is. Anyway, this is our standard card, right? So 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I've gone ahead and cut a piece 4 by 5 1/4. So just a little bit smaller. Let's glue that on. And you may be thinking, if you just joined me, didn't you make a card like this the other day? I did, but the stream got kind of messed up. And so I'm doing another one, just so we know exactly how to make this extremely simple card. Now I've got this piece that's going to go on the inside. This is cut 8 by 5 1/4. I've scored it at 4 and 2. Okay, so let's give those a nice little crease. There we go. Okay. And I've cut a little piece. This one's 1 inch by 4. Is it by 4? Yeah. So basically, I had a little bit left over from this on the bottom, and I was just able to repurpose it and put it on the inside. This is going to be the inside of the card. So I'll just do that. Line that up. Okay, perfect. Make sure. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, now we can go ahead and glue this piece inside. Okay. Hope everybody's having a good day. Keisha is baking because she's always doing something crafty, creative. What are you baking, Keisha? Something good? Cakes, break. I'm going to my son's for dinner, and I made I haven't made it in 100 years, I don't think. I made a fruit pizza. You guys ever made that? It's got like a very short crust, and you make it on the pizza pan, and then it's got like a cream cheesy kind of layer, very thin, and then you just put the fruit on in kind of circular pattern, and it's really cool. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Okay, now I want to cut an opening here, which I probably should have done before I put all this in, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to grab my favorite die, which is the Stylish Shapes. I don't know, gosh, I should hold my breath and not say this. I don't know what I'd do if they got rid of these. I love them so much. We're going to just run that through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Go. I take that down just because I wanted it not to move on my paper. Because sometimes, when you're running it through, it'll just shift, and then you're like, ah. Okay, so that's all the way through, so that's good. Okay, and then we'll take this off. And we're not going to get rid of this piece. We're going to keep this piece. Okay. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take a piece of basic white, and I'm going to cut. Hi, Ellie. I'm going to cut a same size circle. So this is the largest circle from the Stylish Shapes. Ellie, I'm making your card again. I showed it earlier, your sailboat one. I'm doing the same one because when I tried to show it the other day, it got all messed up. Not the card, the stream. Isn't that, look at that. How gorgeous is that? Oh, I love it. Okay, but we're going to need that. So on our little piece of white, we are going to grab some dot. We're going to get the thanks for being you. We're going to get the flowers. And I'm also going to use this little sprig of the leaves. Now, let's grab a scrap piece of paper. Hi, Susan. Nice to see you. I'm going to use this little scrap here. Now, I've got this stamp. And normally, unless it's words, I tend to be lazy and not put the labels on. But I'd like to know exactly where this image is, so I'm going to have to put the label on. So what you're going to do is grab your acrylic block. You're going to stick it down. So all I did, you guys, was peel off the label. Okay. I'm going to stick it here to the acrylic block. I don't know who thought of this. Some brilliant demonstrator who obviously can think outside the box or think creatively. So I'm just going to, so now it's on the block. Can you see that? And this is sticky. So I'm going to turn my stamp over. And then all I have to do is line this up. And it shows you kind of like you got the outer lines here. And now it's on there. Is that perfect? So thank you, whoever thought of that. Next, we're going to grab my Memento. No, this looks like you're thinking, why? That's not Memento. Yes, it is. I've got a blank or a uninked white craft pad, and I inked it instead of using the white craft ink. I did the Memento ink, which looks like this. Okay, I did this in January, and it's still juicy today. So it is crazy how well it works, and you get such a fabulous crisp image. Let's use Las Lagoon for Thanks for Being You. Okay, thanks for being you. Go. And then I could have used peacock too. That would have been nice. I'm going to just stamp this a couple of times on, ooh, almost I had an accident there. Like that. Okay. And then on a scrap piece of paper, I'm going to use a basic white. Sorry, I'm going to use not scrap, basic white. I'm going to stamp that other image. Okay. So that's all our stamping. I think what I'm going to do, you guys, is hopefully not mess anything up. I'm going to try and go a little bit lower. How's that? There. Okay. Now for coloring, I'm going to use, what have I got here? I've got Petal Pink. I've got dark soft sea foam. I've got light Lost Lagoon. And I've got light Peach Pie. Okay. So for this guy, I'm just going to take the peach I'm going to use for the center of my flower. Okay. And then I'm going to take the dark Petal Pink and just go around my edge. And you remember, you can always go back and add more. Once you let this dry, if you go over a second pass with one of the blends, it will be darker. Okay. And then I'm just going to blend it with my light. Now, I don't like the fact that it's not dark enough, so I'm going to follow my own advice. Let it dry a minute, and then I'll go back. So this is light Lost Lagoon. I'm just mimicking the color in the actual designer series paper. I mean, it doesn't seem natural to color leaves this color, does it? But you know what? Sometimes in different lights, it can look blue, right? Especially at certain times of day, maybe later in the evening. I actually think there probably are blue leaves or bluish leaves. I'm going to do the same with these little guys. I don't know about you, Keisha, but I think we're going to have a turn of weather. It's been very hot, over 30-something degrees here. And for those people who don't have air conditioning in Vancouver, it's a very difficult time. And even with me, with having window air conditioners, it's been hot. Anyway, I think we're heading for a little bit of a cool down and some rain, possibly. And that's okay. We need rain, right? Okay, so back to this guy. Let's add some dark Petal Pink. I'm going to go back in. Remember I was saying if you go over this again, you can actually get it to be a little bit darker, even though it's the same color. I just want it to be a little subtler there. I don't want it to be too dark. All right, let me show you. Here's what we've got. Can't really see how pretty those leaves are, but you see how it's got the blue and then it's got that green also? Yeah. Okay, let's cut that out with the coordinating die from the, what's it called? Charming Day. Okay. You know me, you guys. If I've got a framelit like this, it's cutting out an image that I've stamped, I always use a piece of repositionable tape so that it doesn't move around when I run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, so it doesn't shift. Okay. All right, you're making chocolate cake. Oh, for my brother's team, I'm looking forward to cooling down and rain. Me too, hon. I'm with you. It's been too hot, hasn't it, Keisha? But chocolate cake, love chocolate cake. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm not going to pop it up. Although I think I did, you know what? I might be able to pop it up. We'll see. Let's go ahead and glue this down. So I'm going to glue this back to, on the back of that one we cut out. Okay, so I want to have it so, yeah, that's good. Going the right way there. So let's just glue those together. There we go. Okay, that's all I did. Now I'm going to go back to it. So what we want to do is we want to glue this piece, but it can't be glued to all the inside. It's just going to be glued to that one little flap, okay? And I taught you how to do this the other day, but I'm going to just remind you how to do this. Okay, I'm going to take a piece of repositionable tape, and I'm going to put this where I want it. So I'm going to just, like a little puzzle. And then I'm going to take my piece and the edge of my tape, so this little edge, I'm going to line it up with where that folds. Oops. And it's easier to do when you're not talking on a live. Okay, so what I want is I only want glue on this side, and I want to be mindful that I don't go past that edge. Okay, because that's where my tape is. So I'm just going to double check. Did you ever do that where you're like, oh gosh, is that what I meant? Yes, that's what I meant. So now I can put glue on here. Just like that. So I've only got glue on one side. I'm going to close that back up. And I'm going to lay that back in so that my thanks is straight. Open this up. Remove my tape. And just double check my glue hasn't gone over, and it hasn't. Gosh, I got all these little bits that came off when I cut. There we go. Okay, and then we'll just let that glue. So you can see it, it's free flowing, right? All right, and then this one here I want on here, but I'm trying to decide if I can pop it up. And I think I can. I'm gonna just glue it down. I could have popped it up, you guys, but I've changed my mind. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to glue it down. And I want, it doesn't matter. You might think, well, why don't you just stamp it? Because it does add, still adds dimension, even though it's not popped up. Ooh, come here, you. I'm just going to make sure I've got this the way I want it. I want to go over the edge. There, just at the edge there. Okay. Okay, yay! Now let's add some of those fabulous, you're late, but you'll catch the replay. Thank you, Pam. How are you? Good evening to you. I hope you're staying safe there in New Brunswick. I'm thinking of you guys. My brother-in-law, as you know, lives there, and I'm thinking of you guys. These horrendous fires. Please stay safe. There, I'm going to do that. Okay, so I've added those. What are those? Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots. Here we go. Whoop. I don't know why it's all this little. Okay, so this is the one that we just did, right? And then the one that I did in preparation for the project was this. And you can see the difference. I cut the smaller circles. Whoops, let's move all this. I cut a smaller circle so I had a layer. But then sort of thought this was a little bit too big. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got shimmer on it. Like it's got Wink Stella. Let's put that on. I treated myself to a brand new Wink Stella, you guys. Oh, loving it. So I'm just going to put a little bit everywhere. There you go. So I don't know if you can see the shimmer. We love the shimmer, right? You're in Nova Scotia. I'm sorry, I don't know why I thought you were in New Brunswick, but you're having problems. Yeah, that's right. Nova Scotia is where all the warnings are. Don't go in. Yes. Okay. At least stay safe. So I don't know. They're both nice, right? You got the kind of the contrasting rim here, and this one's just plain. And then when you open it up, this is what it looks like. And then you've got this spaced right. So that was inspired by my sister's card, which I showed you at the beginning. My sister Ellie. This was her card. So fab. And this is the one we made the other day where the streaming kind of went wonky. That was with the pairs, okay? So let me show you some more cards using this fabulous suite, because it is the one I'm using in my class on September the 6th. So here's some other ones. Here's one here. Now see, we were talking about those blue leaves. Here we've got brown leaves. Isn't that fantastic? Love that. Because just picking up the colors that are in the actual paper. Yeah, I love my sisters too. Hi, Denise. How are you? Oh, thanks. Hi, Carol. Oh, you're all popping on. Thanks. Watch the replay. My sister Mo made this card. I have two sisters that are very creative. So she made this one. This was for my birthday. So this is kind of a fancy fold. Wishing you well on my birthday. And then we've got this one. Now this one here, that's what I was talking about. We took those threads and we, here we are. We took this, we cut it, and then we pulled them apart, and then you get the threads. Because you might have looked at that cording and thought, oh, that's too dark, right? Anyway, so that's an idea you can use with that. And then this is another one. And then lastly, this is the one we did on the live. Do you remember this? And there's that same thing with the technique with the thread. Okay, so this is more of a gatefold card. I was just thinking I could have put a white piece here too, or just put a whole piece here. Next time. Okay, and then we got our blue leaves. All right, so that's our, oops, just put this all back together. I just literally made this an hour ago. I'm trying to get all my stuff ready. My son's, I think I said, my son told you guys my son's having us for dinner, but I promised him that I would bring everything all ready to cut up because he does that Japanese style cooking. Oh, I have one more thing to show you. Keisha's on this call. Check out Keisha's card that she sent me for my birthday. Is that most gorgeous? She's a beautiful stamper and a colorer. She's a beautiful colorer. Love this. Isn't that awesome? So thanks, Keisha. That was so sweet of you. So let me come back over here and look at that. Nothing went bad today. We kept our sound. It is, oh, thanks, Pam. Yeah, the suite is gorgeous. And so if you guys can join my class, please do. Love to have you. All right. Look at us. We got that done in 20 minutes. We're so fab. Excellent. When will I see you again? I may or may not see you on Sunday. I'll let you know. My daughter and husband are leaving for Toronto on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. I'm driving them to the airport. So I don't know what kind of shape I'll be in at 10 a.m. to do a live. So not promising. We'll see. Alrighty. Oh, that's blowing because of I've got my fan on. Okay, you guys. Oh, one last thing. I was gonna originally do a different color today, and I wanted to show you. I don't have the card made, but I'll make it up and show you. But you know, I was talking about all that beautiful paper. Let me just move this for a sec. So there's one of the pieces. I was going to use this piece instead. And check this out. If I made it, I'm going to make the card and show it to you later. Check this out with the Timid Tiger. Is that gorgeous? Look how it pops. The color just pops. And of course, Timid Tiger is on sale during the in color sale. We got that 15% off all in colors. So That was what I was originally going to do, and then I switched up to a Lost Lagoon. There you go. Okay, thank you guys. Really appreciate you coming. And I don't see you Sunday because I'll be too pooped. I'll see you next Wednesday. Anyway, you have a very creative rest of the week. Happy stamping.